I'm John Sadler, president of Sadler Sports and Recreation Insurance, and we've been the officially endorsed insurance provider for Dixie baseball and softball for many years. I wanted to produce this video today to help explain to our Dixie prospects and clients how to access our insurance and risk management services. And everything starts with our website, which was designed to not only educate, but to also efficiently and quickly deliver all client services without ever having to speak to a representative at Sadler. However, if you need help with a service request or have a question, of course, we welcome you to contact us either by phone, email, or chat. So let's get started by navigating the website. Let's go to our homepage at www.sadlersports.com and hover over Association Programs and notice the links for Dixie Youth, Dixie Boys, and Dixie Softball. For purposes of the presentation today, we're going to look at the Dixie Youth page, but the other Dixie pages are virtually identical. So let's click on the Dixie Youth link and go to the Dixie Youth homepage. There are a small number of leagues that don't buy insurance at all or that just buy insurance on their tournament teams. And if you fall into this category, you need to check out the section, The Risk of Going Uninsured. First, we insure about 60% of all the Dixie teams and leagues, which means that the other 40%, they either buy from another source, which can be dangerous as we'll find out in a minute, or they mistakenly think they're adequately covered by the rec department's insurance, or they just knowingly decide not to buy the insurance at all. What I want you to know is that significant injuries and lawsuits do regularly occur within Dixie, and our carriers pay out a lot of claims. I have listed here for both the accident policy and the general liability the average claim amount as well as the largest claim amount. And what you'll see here is that you can't even afford to pay these averages out of pocket. As far as the categories of lawsuits, we see a lot of spectator injuries, which are primarily slips, trips, and falls, or being struck by overthrown balls. We see a number of player injuries that are serious enough to result in lawsuits. And we also see a number of coach and staff injuries, which also result in lawsuits. We hear a lot of excuses why some leagues don't buy insurance. I want to address one of them. Some think they can't afford it. You might notice the per team prices are listed on our website, but if you want to do a little bit of division and convert those to a per player price, you'll find out that depending on the age group, the cost per player ranges from $4 to $11. And I would suggest to you that you can certainly build this into your registration fee structure. And next, there are 11 reasons why the Dixie Insurance Program blows away the competition and why you should buy from us instead of another insurance agent. We're a single source for all your insurance policies, including accident, general liability, directors and officers liability, crime and equipment. We have group buying power, which allows us to negotiate the most favorable terms on your behalf. We have high limits of coverage on the accident and the general liability to protect you against serious claims. We have a number of custom coverage enhancements, such as sex abuse and molestation coverage and non-owned and hired auto liability that are hard to get. For your convenience, we offer instant online 24/7 quote pay print of your coverage documents and your certificates for field owners. We also accept payment by online check or credit card. We offer you the ability to self-issue certificates of insurance for new field owners 24/7. We have best in industry risk management content to help keep you out of trouble. And importantly, our insurance program meets the Dixie rulebook requirements for tournament teams and tournament hosting as long as you buy accident and general liability coverage on all of your regular season teams at the beginning of the season. And this is very important because when you go through the credentials committee meetings, you'll sail through and your paperwork will not be closely scrutinized. Also, you participate in an important safety study since the accident claims data is captured in our reporting system, and this information helps your national board to adopt rules and equipment to make the game safer. Also, fall ball insurance is automatically covered at no additional charge if you buy your regular season insurance on all of your teams. And finally, 98% of our clients rate our service staff as awesome for speed and effectiveness of response. So we're going to take excellent care of you. And next, a brief coverage description of all 5 of the insurance policies. The accident policy pays medical bills on behalf of injured participants on an excess basis. The limit's $250,000 with a $0 deductible. The general liability policy responds to certain lawsuits alleging bodily injury, property damage, personal injury, and advertising injury. Most of the covered claims arise from bodily injury to a spectator or a participant. Each occurrence limit is $2 million. Also, we have coverage for sex abuse and molestation and non-owned and hired auto liability. For the sex abuse and molestation coverage, there are 3 requirements for the coverage to apply. Number 1, you must have a system in place to perform criminal background checks on paid and volunteer staff. Number 2, have written procedures that include sex abuse and molestation prevention. And number 3, have a written procedure that includes a response plan for allegations and a requirement to notify law enforcement. Now, if you're worried about 2 or 3, Sadler & Company provides a 1-page document that you can simply adopt and sign that takes care of these requirements. Directors and officers liability responds to certain lawsuits alleging wrongful acts such as discrimination based on age, sex, race, or handicap, failure to follow your own rules or bylaws when making administrative decisions, and wrongful suspension or termination of your league personnel or players. The crime policy pays for financial loss due to insider embezzlement of funds, improper payment of personal expenses from league accounts or credit card charges, or theft of personal property. It also covers theft of money and securities by outsiders. Policy has a $25,000 limit. And finally, the equipment policy pays for financial loss to league equipment such as your sports equipment, field maintenance equipment, concession equipment, fences, bleachers, scoreboards, or lights in your small buildings due to the covered perils of fire, wind, theft, and vandalism. And next, there are several things you need to know before you apply for coverage. First of all, you need to buy accident and general liability insurance on 100% of your regular season teams before tryouts to protect yourself and to comply with the Dixie Youth tournament insurance requirements for travel teams and tournament hosting. Also, if you do this, you will automatically trigger coverage for your fall ball. Also, I often get asked the question, which one of the 5 insurance policies do I really need? Well, without a doubt, every single league needs accident and general liability. Furthermore, directors and officers liability is needed because of the escalation in lawsuit types that are not covered by general liability, such as discrimination or failure to follow your own rules or bylaws when you make a decision, or wrongful suspension or termination of your staff or players. Also, a crime policy to protect against insider theft is absolutely needed if your league maintains a bank account or credit card accounts. And finally, any league that has significant equipment values at risk in the event of fire, wind, theft, or vandalism should purchase equipment insurance. Our webpage will list the rates for accident and general liability. They're per team rates, which may change slightly from one year to the next. Also, we have listed the directors and officers liability, crime, and equipment rates and limits. If you want to apply for coverage online, you should click on this link where you can get a quote, apply, make payment, and print off your proof of coverage documents and certificates of insurance for field owners in just several minutes. 92% of our clients apply online because they want instant service on a 24/7 basis. Now, whether you apply online or by paper application, you'll want to permanently save the coverage confirmation email that we send back to you, as it has important links that you'll need to print copies of your coverage documents, add delete teams, and claim forms. It also includes a link where you can self-issue new certificates of insurance for new field owners at any time. Now, in the event you can't find your coverage confirmation email, you can come to this section, Service for Current clients, and you can access all the same services after you enter your email address. Scroll down to find our risk management content that's most applicable to Dixie. Here's a list of important forms, articles, and risk management programs. You can use this content to train your risk management officer, administrators, and staff on how to run a safer program and to reduce liability risk. In addition, our templates allow you to document your risk management program and related policies and procedures in writing. Notice the short form Child Abuse Molestation Protection Program. I referenced this earlier, and this is a one-page document that you can print off, adopt, sign, and distribute to your staff that will meet the insurance carrier's requirements for the $2 million sex abuse and molestation coverage. Also, notice the Concussion Awareness Risk Management Program. If your state law requires you to have a written program, you can easily adopt and implement this program to make sure that you're in compliance. And finally, our basic risk management program can be used to educate your administrators and staff on identifying and properly responding to various risks at the ballpark and within your program. If you have any questions, please call us or visit our website. Thanks for your time today, and we very much appreciate your business and support. And remember to always protect yourself.